Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and this is Windows Server 2025 Complete Master course, and this is part number 15th video in this course. So in this session we are going to basically see how to set up Active Directory backup. So we will use a Windows Server backup which feature to basically take the backup of our Active Directory server by using the system state backup, and then also we will verify once the backup is completed. So we will do the installation, configuration and backup validation once the backup is completed successfully. And in the next video we are going to basically restore our complete Active Directory server from the backup which we are going to take in this session. So let's start with the basics. So why Active Directory backup is important? So there are multiple use cases for Active Directory backup. So basically the first thing is protect against data loss. So safeguard Active Directory data from hardware failure, corruption or accidental deletion. Enable fast recovery, allow quick restore of the AD and ensure the business continuity. And the prevent long time downtime. So reduce downtime by enabling recovery without rebuilding the AD's infrastructure from scratch. And then the support disaster recovery. So essential to for restoring the AD in case major disaster or ransomware attack happen. So these are the some major use cases for why you should take Active Directory backup. And next we will understand what is the system state backup, because Active Directory backup is going to work on system state backup basically. So let's understand what is system state backup. So system state backup is a type of backup that captures critical OS and Active Directory data needed to restore server in a working state. So used for bare metal recovery, AD recovery and disaster recovery. So this system state backup has multiple use cases. You can do a bare metal recovery, also you can do AD recovery and disaster recovery by using system state backup. So components which is included in the system state backup, this is very critical to make a note. So the very first thing is the Active Directory. So Active Directory database, basically ntds.dit file, and then the sysvol file which is DSFR replicated folder, and then it takes also system, SAM, security and software registries for your machine, and then it takes the boot file, config file, and then the COM plus classification registration database, class registration database, and then it's also take the system basically certificate which is generated by system or installed in the system. So basically it help you to in a bare metal recovery, AD recovery and disaster recovery. So most of the time this is highly recommended to take a system state backup for your Active Directory domain controllers, because this is the most preferable way to recover your Active Directory. And then best practices around backup schedule. So let me go here and first install the Active Directory and configure system state backup basically on our Active Directory server. So the process is install Windows Server Backup, open Server Manager, create backup schedule, select the backup location, and then finally run the backup. So let me go ahead, and basically this is my AD server. So before we go there, let me go and search for, basically you should take backup of each domain controller. However, it is highly recommended to take backup of system state backup of the server which holds the FSM role. So my all 5 roles are running currently on DC01. So I'm going to install a backup server backup role on this machine. To install a role, basically if you go here tools and open basically Windows Server Backup, it will tell you the feature is not installed. So if I click on local backup, you will see here Windows Server Backup is not installed on this computer. So I'll go ahead and go to manage, add role and features, click next, and this is feature based installation. So click next, select your server, click next, and now from here I'll go to role page, and if you scroll down you will see here Windows Server Backup. So allow you to backup and recover operating system application data. You can schedule a backup and protect the entire server or a specific volume. So go ahead, click next, and now click on install. So this will install a Windows Server Backup feature in this machine. And now I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to attach a dedicated disk where we are going to take backup of this AD server. So let me go here and basically open a disk management. So you will see here on this machine we got only one disk, so I'll go ahead and add one more disk. So let me go here, add maybe a SCSI disk, create new virtual disk, and then I'll go ahead and add let's say 51 gig drive for backup, which is going to be a dedicated for my backup. So I'll click OK. Now it will go in, machine will go in save state since this is running in a workstation. So now this is good. Now I can see the new drive is assigned. So I'll go here and just initialize this disk in GPT. And now this 50 gig drive we are going to basically use for a to store the backups basically. So now while this installation is going on, let's understand what is the best practices for backup scheduling. So regular backup should basically run a full backup weekly and incremental backup daily. And off peak hours, so schedule a backup during off peak hours to reduce the performance impact on your domain controllers. Staggered backup, basically staggered backup across multiple domain controller to avoid network congestions. Verify backup, this is very important. So regularly verify backup to ensure successful recovery, and follow 3 to 1 rule. So 3 to 1 rule is basically keep 3 copies, 2 on different media and 1 with offsite or offline copy. So this is highly recommended for Active Directory server. And also as per current scenarios, when you discuss about ransomware attacks, cyber recovery and all those things, this 3 to 1 rule is very important. And then the tip is consistent backup and proper scheduling ensure the quick recovery and business continuity. So make sure you follow these best practices around backup scheduling. So now you can see the installation succeeded. I'll go ahead and close this. And now if I go again in the tools and go to Windows Server Backup and local backup, now it should read basically a data. So let me see. So yes, now you can see backup is not configured. So we'll go and click on backup schedule. So we'll go ahead and schedule a backup. So click next. And now this is full server backup, or you can customize. So I'll go and select customize, and here I'll basically select the bare metal backup, or you can select the you can go to basically here and add item, and you can select the system state also. So if you select the system state, it will only select basically system state, not other drives, other things. So if I click next now, so let me show you. So you will see here, if I select my drive, basically it will not tell you what we are going to take backup. So let me run this backup once and show you. So it will only run the system state backup. So now the purpose what we want to set up is basically we want to set up bare metal backup. So now if I select the bare metal, it will include the system state, bare metal recovery and all the drives which is required to recover this machine. So now I'll go ahead and click next. And now I can schedule a backup in off business hours, let's say 6:30 p.m. every day. And if you want to run more than once, you can schedule that. Let's say I want to take one backup at 6:30 p.m. and one backup before the production start, let's say 8 a.m. So you can schedule multiple schedule backups. And now backup to the dedicated disk which is recommended. Click next. That's why I added this 50 gig drive. So click next, and this drive is going to be formatted, so that's okay. I'll go here, and now you can see this is the drive where we want to go backup, and advanced option VSS copy backup is scheduled. And now you can see everything is selected. So I'll go ahead and click on finish. Now this will create our backup schedule basically to run backup on given schedule which we have just selected. And now you will see the drive is not visible inside the my computer basically. So the drive has a specific format. So if I go to disk management again, you should be able to see here disk, and then you should be able to see the server name basically, and then the date and the time when this disk was created. So this is good. Now I'll go ahead and run backup. So you can go here and click on backup once, and schedule backup I want to run, so just click on confirm and backup. So now this will start the backup as per the backup schedule which we have configured. So now you can see it has started backup for each and everything which is part of this backup job, schedule job. So since this is going to be take a complete backup of our C drive including these things, so it is going to take some time. And one more thing, if I go here, you can see the use capacity is 0 and backups available is 0. So depending on basically first backup, it is always going to take a full backup, and then for always it's going to next backups are going to be incremental backups. So now you can see here, so it started the taking backup. So I'm going to pause here. Once the backup is completed, I'll go ahead and resume, because this is approx 12 GB data, so it's going to take few minute, 1 or 2 minutes to complete this backup. So I'll go ahead and pause the recording here. So now everything looks good, backup is completed. Now I'll close this, and now you can see we have one copy and use the space is this much. And now if I go and run one more backup, let's run one more backup this time. So I'll go here and backup once, and this time it's going to be incremental backup, so you will see the exact size is not going to change too much basically. However, we will have a 2 backup because we are using VSS copy backup as advanced, so it will be incremental backup basically. So let's wait for a few seconds here. Now you can see the backup is going good. It will take the same time, about the same time what it's taken before, but most of the time it's going to compare the basically the incremental backup, last full backup, and then it will take the backup on top of that. So if you see now, the we got approx 100 MB space added, and we have 2 copies now. Now if I go to details, you should be able to see the backup time and then the space used by copies. So space used by copies is around 100 MB only, and last full backup is basically this is the space. So this is good. Now we have, if I expand this, you should be able to see what we have. So AD, we have AD NTDS backup, and then the profile, registry, and everything is backed up basically. So inside the application we have this Active Directory database, FRS, and then we have a registries. So this is good. Now I'll go ahead and close this. So now we have successfully created backup, and now let me show you this drive, this data basically. So by default it does not have any letter mapped, so I'll go ahead and try to map one letter here. So D drive is mapped, D letter is mapped. Now if I go here, you should be able to see Windows image backup and your server name, and then if you go here, this is the backup catalog where your backups are sitting basically. And then if I go here, these are the basically virtual kept as a VHDX file. So if I go to properties, you should be able to see the file type is VHDX, and then you have a catalog, you have a logs for each backup. So if you open, you will see the logs if there is any backup error during the backups. So we'll see that log also, and then we have a metadata cache, and then this is media ID. So this is what you will get in the backup drive. So now I'll go here and basically it is highly recommended to not you assign any drive, because if you assign this drive letter to this disk, then it's going to be visible in C drive basically as a drive letter, and basically admins will have access to this drive, or let's say if there is a ransomware infection in your environment, ransomware can encrypt these files also. So it is highly recommended to do not assign the drive letter to this backup drive. So this is pretty much which I wanted to show you in this video. So we have installed and configured Windows System State Backup basically, and in the next video I'm going to basically recover this virtual machine. We are going to basically delete this virtual machine entirely, and then we are going to recover it from the basically from the scratch. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe me for more videos, and if you have any query, any question related to this, you can always post me my give me email ID. Thank you once again. Bye bye.